So welcome to Craig's Gun Channel. We have the Smith & Wesson M&P 5.7 and, well, Smith & Wesson M&P 5.7 and the Palmetto State Armory Rock in 5.7. We took them out to the range, so let's go ahead and take a look, see how they did.
There you did. That is awesome.
That's noticeably different. So we went ahead and took the 5.7 versions from Palmetto State Armory and from Smith & Wesson, took them to the range, did some shooting, and then we also did some side-by-side comparisons, some quick change to get a good idea of the feel of them, the difference on them. So I'll go ahead and start out with the overall features of the firearm. They both have front and rear serrations. They're both cut for optics. They both have front Picatinny rails. The Smith & Wesson has a 22-round magazine. The Palmetto State Armory has a 23-round magazine. The magazines are not interchangeable. Ambidextrous controls. You got, adjustable for windage rear sights. So other than that, for all intents and purposes, now the Smith & Wesson has a threaded barrel. The Rock, this one does not. They make the version with it. So talk about some of the differences. This one, the MSRP was, I've already forgotten what we said.
$700, $650, I think you said.
Street price is $699 was the MSRP. Street price coming in for around $650 to $680. The Palmetto State Armory Rock, MSRP is $599, and that's pretty much what you pay for it. So this is cheaper by far. Now this has a gas-operated locked breech system. This is direct blowback.
Which, as far as sexy goes, the gas-operated wins there.
Oh yeah. If you were just looking at specs, this one hands down. It's just it's got the gas-operated. It's got the cool factor. So I'll go ahead and stop talking now. So I'll talk about everything. So go ahead.
I will throw it out there and let you guys spout it. Which gun, as far as the magazines, had the better magazines?
The Palmetto State Armory magazine.
Why was that?
Rock. And you could load them.
You could actually load them. Yes. So if you caught our other video, the Smith & Wesson is a bear.
Yes.
Once you get to past 9 or 10, you need to be in WWE a weightlifter in order to push it down.
Comes with a loading tool, which is a good thing because you have to have it, and even then it's hard to load. This one has one round more, and just pop them right in. So I don't know why they felt the need to put the springs on the magazine that they put on that thing, but
as far
especially they don't work.
And we did have one of the magazines. We did have failure to function issues with the firearm because the magazine itself has some issues.
Let's talk about the differences in the slides and the ability to gain sight picture. Who wins that battle, Steve?
Well, for me, I do like the sight picture on that one. I think it's more probably partial to the slide. I like it, yeah. Yep. I do like it, but I tell you, but the Rock though, I mean that was pretty good too. I mean I think I was hitting better with this one than that one.
It's interesting you say that because this, there again on paper, gas operated lock breech. This should be the more accurate gun. I shot this one better.
And part of that gas, the gas breach function of this reduces the recoil, which we talked about before, and it's only slight, being a 5.7. I get that. How about, how did you guys feel about the ergonomics?
Well, I'll tell you, as far as the ergonomics, this one wins hands down. I mean, when you put that in your hand, it's just like it was made for it.
Yep.
And this is just
if you guys, if you can see
bulky
in the video, just a straight stock, straight down, no fluctuations to fit your hands, where you've got some actually better gripping.
This is it's got the rear palm swell, finger grip on the front. It swells out on the sides.
It has a thicker girth, so it actually fits your hand better.
It just fits your hand well. And we have, I've got, sausage hands.
Sausage fingers, right?
Long bonies.
Long, so we have a variety of hand sizes here, and we all like this one way better.
I actually like the trigger guard also on the Palmetto.
Yeah, this has
it's kind of a
the
cool,
straight cut trigger guard.
Look. Yep.
And plus it's got the little, there again, the little swell on the bottom there, so you can get a good purchase on it for a two-handed grip.
Yep. Now I'm a fan, and like I said before, this is my maiden voyage in the 5.7 shooting it. First time I've ever shot a 5.7. Starting to become a believer. I just have a little bit further to go, but I think put the price point that you're saving $150, put the ergonomics, and I think we all shot that one better. I think it's a hands down that Palmetto wins this battle.
Yep, I would say so. What do you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the slide on the Smith & Wesson, hands down, looks better.
Oh yeah.
It's just it's got a trimmer. What's the word? Sexier look.
It does, much sexier.
And it's but the Palmetto State Armory Rock, that's not a bad looking one either. I mean, it's got some nice contouring on it. They both have front and rear serrations. Now the Smith & Wesson has the speed holes.
Oh yeah.
Which there again, it's for looks. There's not really any porting or anything going on there. But it's like all their design work went on the slide, and then they got to the actual frame of the gun. They're kind of like, oh, it's gun shaped, and they just gave up.
Good enough.
We all expected before we took this out. We all expected the Smith & Wesson to blow it away.
Oh yes,
I
absolutely
talked about that.
Yep.
Where we expected it to be head and shoulders above the Palmetto State because of price point and because it's Smith & Wesson.
Yep.
And it just didn't get there.
No, it did not. On paper, this should have been hands down a better gun. Magazine loading issues aside, I'll completely set that aside, because the magazine issue we had with the one magazine caused the feeding problems. We had no feeding problems at all with this one, but like I said, it was a magazine issue, so it's not the gun. We'll throw all that aside. This is still a better gun.
It is. Confirmed.
And it's just, this should be better in every way on paper.
It's almost like, it seems like we're dogging on it. Yeah, this is a great gun.
It is. It's right.
It's surprising to us that this one just smoked it.
Yes.
It's surprising. This is still probably worth the money. I think all of us will agree that $700, if you have $700, you see this out there, it's a good buy. It's surprising to us that the Palmetto State at $150 less smokes something that we all expected to be the pinnacle.
I would agree with that. I mean, so between the two, hands down, to the point, because I own both of these, I'm not going to own that one much longer. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it, because it's not as good of a gun.
There you go.
Now, I love mechanical stuff, so from a mechanical aspect, I think it's cool. It's gas operated. When I saw that, when this first was announced, my first thought was, oh, another 5.7 pistol. And then when I found out it was gas operated, I got all excited, because it's like, oh, okay, now that's cool. And it should really reduce recoil. It should make it more accurate. And it does reduce recoil.
It does, yeah.
I mean, you can noticeably,
Yep.
Especially when you just shoot one and then you shoot the other one, you don't notice much. But when you shoot one and immediately shoot the other, it's it's a significant reduction. But you're starting with low recoil to begin with, so do you really need to significantly reduce it that much? So you're paying $150 more for slightly less recoil, no improvement in accuracy, and I attribute most of that to the grip.
I do too.
I think this gun is just, the Palmetto State Armory Rock is just easier to control.
I think in your mind, with the grip, you're trying to compensate for just something's not right.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Your trigger finger's not doing what it normally does.
Yeah, when the firearm fits in your hand perfect and everything lines up, you're gonna.
You got that base on your trigger finger. Yep.
So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up with that. So basically, as far as the comparison here, we're going with the Rock
underdog.
first, the underdog, and then Smith & Wesson. Now, don't get me wrong. If you bought one of these, you'll like it. But if you have one of these, you might still like this one more.
You'll love that one.
But
you'll see.
You would see. And quite honestly, they're not cheap, neither one of them. If budget is any kind of a consideration, the Palmetto State Armory is already a better deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the fact that, I'm just going to come out and say it, it's a better gun.
Yep.
So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up there. Any other final words?
Nope.
Well, I guess if you could put that slide on that gun,
oh yes,
that would be it.
That
would be it.
So if Palmetto State Armory is out there, if you wouldn't get in trouble from a copyright or anything like that, get their gas system and their slide, throw it on your frame, and man, that would be an outstanding pistol.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So we'll go ahead and wrap up there. As always, if you like this kind of content, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified when we release new videos. Please share us with your friends. It helps us get the word out. The algorithm does not like content like what we put out. YouTube is not a fan of firearms content. So we appreciate your support there. And appreciate your comments and feedback as well. So let us know what you think, especially if anyone out there, if you actually have access to both of them as well, let us know what your feedback is on it as well. It'd be interesting to see, because we have a sample of one with each of these. It's possible we have the worst Smith & Wesson 5.7 made
right.
and the absolute best Rock that was made.
Yeah.
So that is always a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I've seen it before.
So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up there. As always, until next time, stay safe.